because chances are we're going to get the Lucian selection coming through here for Elkanon, especially with both Renata and Kalista taken off the board, which means that you don't have that same sort of pressure to go in onto that bottom side.
Varus up and available here for BLG, the hover at the moment. Because remember how well PSG responded when they picked the Lucian last time and the Zeri Lulu into it? I feel like they're avoiding that.
I thought they would have just gone, hey, we don't want the Wukong. They'll just go for a Maokai or a Sejuani or something that can try and play for a level 3, 4 play onto bot side, but it's just not happening.
And really, too, the Ksante question here. Ashe was so good on the Ksante. I feel like that has been a primo pick here between the top laners.
Just done a full evolution, haven't we? We've gotten down to the Senna Tahm bot lane. You know, Senna has other options there for Woody, but the Nautilus is also banned. It's just crazy, again, how much draft diversity we've had between this 2v2 of PSG and BLG.
And now it kind of leaves you a little bit stuck if you want to go for something that's a bit more like a Jarvan or something along those lines, because the Tahm Kench so good at keeping so many of these members safe. So curious now to see what the answer is going to be from BLG. They're going to double down and just go, hey, we want to go for this hyper-aggressive bot lane, and they're going to take that Ksante away from Ashe.
Okay.
That was what I feel is kind of under the radar, but has been so impactful in this series.
Agreed.
BLG locked that one up. They get their double Hail of Blades lane, as well as the Ksante comfort.
The Azir over here. Bit of a call out. I mean, honestly, if you want to give that across tonight, you're pretty happy with the way that last game went. But looks like Maple just wants to go back to comfort in this game number 5. And it'll be a case of what does Knight default to? Will it be comfort or will it be the Aurelion Sol answer? Because he has only played it once and did not look comfortable on it.
A Game 5 memory of mine, Dagda. You might remember JDG Top Esports 2020, the most competitive year between them. And Knight would often pick things like Syndra into the lane. He'd pick something that can really lane bully and stick up with his jungler.
Summer was when he won his first title back in the day with Top Esports on that Syndra pick, hiding the sphere in the wall. But I don't know if he's going to get that chance here. Syndra just feels like it's useless into what PSG have drafted here. Maybe it's the Orianna. Maybe it is to go back towards something that's a little bit more of that control mage style. But Aurelion Sol already taken off the board. PSG don't want to just dangle that there for BLG, hoping that Knight doesn't pick this.
Are BLG also going to be worried about like the Jarvan or something? They have Varus and Ashe, pretty low mobility carries. You're already looking at long damage here with the Senna ultimate coming over the top. Things that are going to engage on the back line there.
Ban.
Double protection bans for the Azir, you know, the poke damage of the Corki.
Also gets rid of the mobility in that mid lane. So if you want to go towards an Orianna, Jarvan priority just rises through the roof as well, Kobe. So I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head there. It feels like PSG are angling towards that.
Curious, gentlemen. I'm curious as to what happens for JunJia here on 4. And to leave Arjun for that counter pick. I mean, he's already got topside though. Rumble gets taken away, okay. The one threat from Arjun that we know he can play over Bin. What do we get? What do we get him for this final game?
It also means that the comfort for Azhi, which would be an Udyr in this sort of situation, isn't really viable. You just don't have a lane that you can really play around there. So I think the counter pick will definitely be going towards the top laner of PSG Talon. I'm just not sure what he wants to try and bring into that role against Bin.
I like taking the Viego here, having that power to fight early on, having the Senna to, and the Tahm Kench really allows the Viego to go in and make sure you can get those resets in the team fights.
Is it the Twisted Fate angle? Is that what we're going to be looking at for Azhi? Where you just try and go, look, Viego, come up top, I'll set up the gold card, we'll try and look for this Ksante. Because if you try to lane swap as BLG, you're kind of losing that value.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
In game 5, are you joking? Oh, and the Neeko as well for Knight. Only slightly more played than his Azir historically. But you have set up for the Kindred now. But now, the scaling element for Shun added in. You said Twisted Fate. There's another thing that has range. But is Arjun game enough to play it in this game 5, or do we go to what he knows best?
I don't like the Udyr here. I think you need something that can actually go a little bit more toe-to-toe and give you a lane to play around. Yes, you can play for late game fights.
All right.
But this is something where even if you give that attention topside, I think it's just going to be a farm fest. And now you're opening up a opportunity for the pushing bot lane, the pushing mid, the setup for Shun to try and look for these fights on his signature Kindred, a champion that he made his name on when he joined IG for the first time in LPL.
And they pair it with the Neeko. Such a good setup champion. When you have a carry jungle like that, you want the CC from your mid laner. You want the playmaking abilities here. And Knight on the Neeko, definitely in place to do it.
And how crazy is it that it's going to be up to Maple then on the Azir to interrupt and get that Lamb's respite up to Maple and what he can do against this composition.
But it's not like Maple hasn't been here before. 2013, this guy is one of the 4 players from that World Championship that is still playing in MSI here today. A man that has seen multiple long longevity, or has seen that longevity in MSI tournaments, in world tournaments, in best of 5s, and now when the PCS needs him most, a legend of the region, he needs to find that success.
He's been around the bend, he's been over to TSM, he's been over to the LPL as well, but he always does best in the PCS itself. On PSG historically, alongside Betty, alongside old Flash Wolf members, not only their experience, but their tenure has come into this series. And against BLG, when it's now up to a Game 5, they've already done better than expected. They have done better than 99% of our audience would have thought as well. We head on to our final game in this series, our opener of the main stage. BLG versus PSG, Game 5. Let the Gyos ring.
This game, PSG's chance to shock the world. If they manage to take down LPL's #1 seed, it would be a magnificent triumph for the region.
That ward from Azhi is a big win for PSG. They spotted Elkanon on this top side. Elkanon tried to predict the immediate lane swap, but now you can actually move Betty and Woody down onto this bottom half of the map, and you're going to be in a great position because realistically, you're the one that gets to push on towards the tower with no increase to the fortifications. The fact that you have a slower push as well means that you need that little bit of extra help. So immediately Elkanon, they go, nope, we don't want to deal with this. We haven't spotted out where Betty and Woody are. We need to go back to the bottom side.
And they didn't fully place all of the lane swap wards there. They just have to one through the lane. So Betty and Woody gonna walk their way on up.
They've also pinged it out, so they know that ward is there. So as long as you can hide away from that, you should be in a decent spot. And now you've actually managed to get the lane spot successfully. So nicely done. The mind games for PSG Talon working out well.
Yeah, so there's 2 other wards that you usually place for lane swap wards. Is the one over there behind the red buff and the one by the Raptors brush. And it looks like they're going to slip right into the lane. Here we go. Azhi on his Udyr immediately uses
Turtle stands because he's just taking so much poke. I mean, already at half HP, and this is the power, this is the range of the 2v2 that comes from BLG.
Yeah, both these top laners. This is the game, though. You're trying to soak some experience. Get in there, get within range, soak up that experience. Been doing it as well. Uses his shield, dashes up.
Almost level 2, by the way.
And both junglers starting on opposite sides as well, so we're not going to have any of that shenanigans that we had in the last game where somebody was getting an extra quadrant or extra camps. Everything is going to be even Steven. Both junglers going to run out of camps right as you start to look towards these third wave crashes as well on both sides of the map.
Slow push in, Elkanon so far, the wave doing exactly what you'd expect it to do. The healing up from Azhi, he has hit level 2, so that's also helped with the earlier poke we saw.
And his Unwaken is about ready again to use. So under tower, he can try and use that to survive as you see the Kindred already coming over. Shun on the way, and he's got the mark on the Udyr as well, so you get a little bit of extra bonus.
And this is the downside now. You don't really have someone who's very good at tanking this tower, so BLG, they need to juggle this excellently.
Level 3 hit, Azhi hits the same, no TP burn, so BLG have to get out of there. On takes up a turret shot, Shun does the same weight mistake as he flashes away and Woody TP's in.
Yep, always got to remember the extra trump card when you do run these Senna lanes, your support with the teleport.
Yeah.
So Woody comes in to protect him. Azhi is trying to hold on to his Awaken ability, see if they could bait and get a kill there.
It still puts Azhi behind though, so although he gets to collect the wave, it's the two people sharing the experience versus the top side where Bin is getting to free push this wave back out, collect an extra wave for himself, so Azhi will have to take the step back, TP to collect this big wave in top side, whereas Bin can actually push and now start to walk into bot side, keep his teleport for himself.
And remember, every time this happens, if Woody changes, Betty has to either follow or beat with someone else. He's got the support item as the Senna, so he has to partner up. Betty now moves towards bot. Standard lanes begin here at 4 minutes into the game.
Exactly. Azhi up to the top side. See what they can do now. This is his most comfortable champion from the year by far.
Yeah.
17 plays in the PCS on the Udyr. Absolute Udyr main.
And solo kill as well if you get them to sit in the flame for a little bit longer. Been doing that. Now wants to walk up to the wave to reset, gets the flip back, and there's a trade there. He hits level 5, but Arja still chases this up. Low on mana is Bin for the time being, and Arja halfway to level 5, so that's probably what's saving Bin from getting out HP traded.
Watch where the Kindred's going towards those. Shun has his camps respawn on this top side, so could actually look for an immediate play up towards his top pit. Maybe here just to help push this in, but if Ashe overextends like this...
Could be a bait, you're right. Archer running forward, still without that level 5. How close is the level up? The pushback as Shun is now here. Mark not on this Udyr, but he's going to have 1-2 of a knock through. It's a first blood for the Kindred. A big opener.
It's so big because it's also a mark there. Shun really collecting here. What an excellent move. Honestly, ending out the finals too, slamming the Kindred pick here in a game 5, slamming the Kindred pick again. Signature for him, and he starts off with the dream start there. Even with JunJia having the camp lead, getting your kill, getting your mark, and JunJia wants to keep that camp lead. He even comes in to at least punish here, try and steal away some wolves. As you get the reset, Shun is coming back out, but wolves are already taken.
Great arrow from the Ashe though, spots out JunJia. They expected him to try and go for some sort of invade, so only one camp going to be taken by JunJia, so you will still get at least one of those camps on the top side for Kindred. But he will then start to make his way into the bot side, and maybe, just maybe, with the push, you can look for an invade for Shun.
Yeah. Let's see here though. Grub's coming up afterwards as well. They will definitely know all the spam pings come down. See if they could just start him up here. Be nice because the Grubs here with a decent amount of experience try and help catch Shun up in that endeavor. Of course, he's very happy getting the first blood bonus money too to that Quiver. Quiver's such a good early component item there. And he's able to collect all 3 grubs for BLG with Knight roaming in.
2v2, what's going to happen? I mean, Knight here with the Tangle Barbs, it misses, but the Pot Blossom comes down. It might be a bit of a ruse. JunJia doesn't have that reset or that Heartbreaker. They've run in deep, and now going forward, Shun almost takes out the enemy jungler. PSG running for their lives. They don't respect Knight, and they get punished for it.
They certainly do. That was a massive punish going in on the level 6 Neeko. Knight's able to run them off, and Shun's able to get another mark off of that Scuttle Crab, plus they've got the extra health here to keep on pushing.
And Azhi won't be able to get the wave push against Bin. Bin very quickly going to start to push that one in, so Azhi looks like will just about make it as it crashes, but it still means that Bin will get to hold on to this teleport longer, get an opportunity to reset just before Azhi does. This is, again, little victories going in favor of BLG.
Much better early game, that's for sure, from what we experienced last time or even the time before in Game 3. But Bin, 700 gold lead individually, are just getting pushed once again, and especially with the Grubs. And Demolish, he's making short work of this turret. He's going to get 2 plates here. And Arja's leniency here in the lane is getting less and less, or rather, his ability to punch back, while BLG are not only getting plates topside, then Grubs, now bot Dragon as well. The early game map is completely dominated by them.
Yeah, Neeko Kindred mid-jungle here is so massive. Jun just walking around the map, meets up with bottom lane pressure as well to be able to take the other objective. Woody trying to group it up here.
And Azhi being behind is really going to start to affect this top lane matchup because Woody ended up coming in to help him get that farm. He's a little bit behind. You still have the TP available for Bin, which is why he's being so greedy on this top side. Knows he's going to be able to reset with a massive amount of gold and pick himself up something nice. But PSG, they have to find a way to break this. You need to find some sort of play that can counteract what BLG have, because right now they're dictating everything that happens on the map.
Yeah, it's especially rough because with the Senna Tahm Kench here, only 20 stacks for the Senna so far for Betty. It's kind of hard to get them versus the Ashe plus Varus combination. Looks like they've got him roaming at the moment here as On moves up to try and get some vision coverage for mid. Little bit of a shallow ward there through River.
Zelka accepts this wave. Just note that level 6 being hit by bot laners. Close for On as well. Betty's hit his, Woody on the same page. JunJia now moving down still with a bit of an experience lead that Kobe mentioned before. He's got that CS lead too. The only difference is that gold is actually in Shun's favor with the early kill. It's almost a 2k gold lead here with BLG stacking objectives as we talked about before.
And now
Shun's coming top. He hasn't marked Arja, so maybe not giving it away, but the all-out's already been used and Shun has the mounting dread. 1, 2, and 3 is all it will take. He's running for his life, but Shun has to flash away. Still a second kill, but the flash now committed.
Oh, run from it, dread it. Shun Kindred arrives again. And Ksante has such good lane setup for these ganks. Getting what?
Oh, all in comes through. Knight might be called out. The binding's there. Pop Blossom to zone them away. Actually, it's Maple on the edge. Tanglebubs clears the wave too, and he gets out somehow.
Just barely able to get away from that one. JunJia, though, still trying to keep up this pressure on towards the enemy jungle. With that push on bottom side, they were able to rotate Betty in towards mid. At least they get that ult from Knight. But there's no real objective. Void Grubs, maybe you could argue they could try and pressure for, but I'm still not sure if they're going to be able to with the control BLG have on the top side.
Yeah, JunJia keeps taking away small camp here, small camp there, but Shun keeps taking away top laner camp.
Yeah. Now he's got Kraken as well and waiting in the brush for PSG to overstay. The arrow flies through. JunJia the target and he's marked, remember. He heartbreakers out, but Shun has his number. Imagine if he had a flash, it'd be different, but the range, the poke, the heal. JunJia still running out of range as On tries to catch up, but he's out, if only just.
Yeah, he's gonna live, but it's gonna be 6 grubs here for BLG.
For a Kindred.
They run JunJia out, barely escaping with his life, but the objective's going over. I don't think they should be able to steal any either, even with the cooldown there for Smite. Everybody from BLG coming over. Knight clears out the ward.
But now you got Betty and Azhi completely isolated. Azhi spotted. He'll make it back towards the tower, but you can move Shun up here. You can look to try and take a lot of this tower damage thanks to those 6 Void Grubs.
See what the mark is like. Remember, Lamb's Respite is there as well. A plate taken. Elk's ulti was down though, and the arrow was used in the last play. So BLG have to be careful. There's no response here, but still maybe not the tools to lock down this PSG duo. Hang on, TP, says Jake, shut up, and I agree, let's go. On to Betty, under turret, he flashes away, it's TP response, he's out of there, saved as Woody does the same thing, but Betty's just dead. All of a sudden, as Tahm Kench spits out that weird bear, Maple has to run for his life. We look to the right side, the range is there, the flash, Elk on Varus, Pop Blossom as well, and BLG to Game 5 are back. They bring the aggression, On dives to the turret, and now Woody's up next. No Tangle Bath for you, but BLG are firing in the early game. They will take no more of PSG's crap.
It's a BLG party in that top lane. That top tower might as well have been a clown car. Everyone jumping out with the teleports there. Full team arrives. They get the kills and they get the tower afterwards too. They destroy the evidence.
And this was it, BLG. They immediately move into topside. The TPs galore to try and protect everything, to find that one little win in game number 5. But BLG, they shut it down. They immediately jump onto Maple with the slows coming through to finish him off as Elk flashes forward with the arrow to sink down the bird. And now the Pop Blossom underneath the tower to finish off the Catfish as well. It's good hunting for BLG and a bad day to be a PSG member.
Oh man, you're still so proud of how far they've made it, and it's still only the early game, but man, the gold leaders just run out of control. The arrow flies through. Betty dodges that one as JunJia hovers to the side, and Knight won't get hit anymore.
And it could have been the story for PSG, the first ever PCS team to take down an LPL team in a best of 5. But with every single play, that dream is slipping away, a dream of putting BLG down into the lower bracket as Azhi finds the damage from Elk.
But he gets zoned out now, has to back away. He's got the TP, so the turret might survive, but BLG are getting another turret, and 6-0 at 13 minutes, 2 turrets stacking with a 6k gold lead and a Kindred on the horizon. It's looking real good for BLG to maintain their respect here in this series after PSG pushed them so far.
Yeah, they locked in. They're going to be able to get bottom tower in addition to all of the neutral objectives and steal away a marked Gromp here for Kindred. That'll be number 3. One more mark to go.
You know when Shun brings out Kindred, he pissed him off. Making sure that he just is able to run around the map. And especially the fact that you have the Varus and the Ashe, it gives you so much control. And in these lane swap scenarios, it's very difficult to try and hold on to camps to give marks, to try and hold on to different parts of the map. And especially when Shun was able to get some of these early kills now, 3-0-3, a Kraken Slayer to boost.
Yep.
This Kindred has arrived at MSI.
Man, look at the gold on the side of your screen. Elk, even in this lane, this is on-hit Varus, by the way. To add insult to injury into these tanks of PSG. Things are going to get real difficult real fast. Now, let's readjust a little bit. There wasn't this kind of level of scaling. It was a very different composition in Game 2. But BLG threw away a massive gold lead that felt unthrowable. Right now, PSG are on the edge looking for something.
They are. It's a pretty dangerous...
Steal, okay, that's something. Can he get out? Heartbreaker just in case he has flash too. He's looking for the eye, thinking about it. JunJia Heartbreaker's out, denies the gold, and the game from speeding up further.
Exactly, that's key. I mean, Rift Herald is one of the biggest tools in running down these towers super early on. One of the biggest tools in helping BLG actually siege the turrets. So not only do you get an objective bounty shutdown, I believe, when he smited that away, but you also deny picking up that eyeball. So nicely done there, JunJia. Blast cone over. That is a well-spent ultimate cooldown.
And you can start to question, hang on, the rest of the objectives that are coming up as well, because do you care about a Chemtech Dragon? Do you care about a Chemtech Soul? Can PSG just look to huddle under tower? BLG say no.
JunJia's there to punish. I mean, Shun might have to get on out. He's smited down to be slowed on down. There's the Lamb's respite. Entered at the edge. He's going to get the heal and then run away. He flashes him back as well. The center ulti there, but nice! Rolls on in and says no more of it. PSG are taken down by the two. Bin cleans up the rest, and when you can rely on someone, you want to rely on Knight.
And they had already prepped the side wave. That one's at the secondary turret, while the rest of BLG here, 4-1 split push. They will push the rest of this one in towards mid, as Bin finished it up there towards the top side. They are being relentless.
They just refuse to let up. JunJia will spot out Shun on the side, and he thinks maybe we can try and finish him off, but the ult barely goes down just before the Tahm Kench comes in, and then Shun playing the side, flashes away to make sure Ashe can finish him off, and then nice, great flash over the wall with being in position to follow up to separate out PSG.
And I think we really understand what makes Knight tick. The Azir, we don't like him, not Mori's speed, right? Got a bit of an early lead last game, but couldn't make magic happen. Knight, when he has champions that can really work early, like the Ahri as well, we see a very different man, a man who right now with the Mastercard lane economy snapshot is leading over Maple, has won through the lane, and is bringing proactivity to this Kindred jungle as well.
Yeah, it's plays like that where you see the LPL MVP, Knight, showing up here, game number 5, where they really need it. But Shun, this Kindred, the confidence there. As soon as he saw the Tahm Kench W coming in, able to get his ultimate off, just on the edge of the ultimate there too, waits, and then when Azhi tries to go for him, just flashes away.
And now you're in a horrible spot as PSG, where you're trying desperately to hold on to every liquid vision you can get, but slowly but surely BLG are whittling it down. Azhi, the next focus, he doesn't even have a single item completed yet. This man, Bear Pig, has been left limping in the top side of the map.
He can double Bear Sands, he can cleanse away CC. But it won't be needed anyway. The threat of damage too great. Shun helps with this turret. 6 grubs. That's how fast it pushes down as another side lane turret falls down. And this time it's the inner up in the top side. BLG take full control up here as well. They can eventually shift that down. They've got a third dragon on the way. I guess PSG can be happy it's only Chemtech Soul. Wait, never mind. Elk might be caught out. He flashes away, but outside the range. Change corruption in response. Woody running for his life, spits out Mabel, but that TP from Arja puts him in harm's way. Now JunJia and Shun are fighting it out, but JunJia runs for his life while all the damage and poke from BLG just can't be negated.
PSG had to run for the hills, so BLG take the fortress instead. And now they're moving on towards the next one. Those 6 Void Grubs are going to do so much work.
What resilience PSG has shown, but this game 5, Silver Scrapes to the stomp. One that Knight is taking so easily. The run forward with the Pop Blossom is easy as that. The center ulti ain't at the point yet for Betty. And BLG will take that dragon easily. 9-0. We've seen such prowess from this team from the PCS. But in the end of it all, game 5, BLG have returned to greatness.
Yeah, PSG getting a lot of fans today, really making this series fun and interesting. But BLG are fully locked in now. JunJia poking around, see if he can stop any recalls. That was just the clone, though.
I wonder if this changes everyone's opinion about BLG. This series that we've watched today, are they still favorites after this? Even with this dominant game 5ers. Let's talk about Elton because this was a nice sidestep and flash out.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't flash back as Maple predicts, he flashes instead forward knowing that his team are already in a position to help him. And then with the TP coming through from Bin as well, it means that PSG have to scatter down to the bottom half of the map. And then BLG know they've got the positional advantage, just take both of these towers. And Nice sees his chance to catch Azhi and will take that by both hands.
Yeah, Proto Belt just enough there to catch Azhi on the tip of the Neeko ultimate, getting the extra kill. In addition to, that was 2 towers and a dragon, by the way, off of that play.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not
yeah.
bad. Not bad. They countered the attempted play from Maple from PSG over the wall, and then they took 3 objectives from them.
Arrow comes out, and it can't be buffered, and Knight's there. Look at the CC chain. Heartbreaker can't buffer it. JunJia's down for 30 seconds, and it's now a 10K gold leader, 20 minutes.
What do you do? BLG, they're just going to continue to shove forward. Bin is starting to group here, but the turret, at least from Maple, going to dissuade BLG for the moment. Baron has only just spawned. BLG, they're going to start it up immediately.
Look, Sean is just going to take it down quick. There's 5 mark Kindred now with Collector as well. The damage going to be swift. PSG going to walk in without a jungler. And Maple has to pull off a miracle, but is it even possible? I don't think so. At 2K now, Maple runs forward, Blast Cone there, but Smite as easy as that. Archer walks into his death. Make it 11. It's a stomp. It's back to square one. And it's Baron now, the Red Bull Baron power play that BLG get to exemplify.
This series has really been giving me whiplash as, as PSG now.
Last game was insane. The 2, 3, and 4 has been insane.
Yeah, I think Knight remembered who put him on the bench in 2018 on Sunil, and is very angry with Maple about it still, making sure that Maple has not had the impact that he had at least in the previous games. The Railing Sol looked fantastic. He had his moment throughout this, but no more will BLG be put down. They want to make sure that they continue on the upper side of the brackets.
You said it before, but Shun Kindred, they made him angry. And he has been unleashed this game. The kill's on top side early, but BLG, I mean, it's 21 minutes into the game. They're already knocking on the front door.
This turret soon to fall as well. I mean, the extra range from Shun helps out, but the minions are doing it for them. You can see Bin is guiding a wave in the bot side as well, and PSG still don't have Woody up for another 5 seconds, so as they go to receive that bottom wave, that was carried in now by Knight and Bin. The mid inhibitor just drops on down. A bottom turret now getting poked as well. What do? They just stand there and watch. The range is too much to deal with.
It's a horror show.
Look at Bin. He just runs in, 3-man flip. There's a good flip back, but Elgas flash again. The range comes into question. No reset. And Betty now at half HP. Archer walks in as well as Knight. Zones him away. Gentlemen, the arrow flies through. I mean, BLG are just cleaning house. There's Knight again! In style, the golden left hand lands it all. Back in action as lands, respite comes through. The minions doing their work on Nexus turrets. And I don't know if this is going to be the end.
I don't think you can end just yet. PSG are still going to be coming out of the base. They have the defender's advantage in health bars, but towers are falling. How happy will BLG be? The TP to come back as Bin will go to the top lane.
Yep, they're going to go ahead and keep on pushing. Knight teleports up for another minion wave. And is he heading straight back out to enemy Krugs? Go for that mark as well. Dragon is 50 seconds away, so probably pick up Dragon Soul on their way to victory.
This is where we find out how much of a Kindred player he is.
Yeah.
All right, well, they go for the sweep play there, and then you get immediately Tahm Kench ulted for Maple, but they get pushed off all the way to the fountain here by BLG. Maple trying to do what he can, but Knight locks 3 of them up. And then on the fountain healing there, Betty actually is able to survive, and that's how they're able to fight him off.
Betty said, now do we want to question if the series is going to end here again? 30 seconds, BLG running through mid with 1 second left of Baron.
All right.
I can't believe.
I think it's a goner.
I just can't believe it ends like this. I don't think people at home can believe it as well. PSG were blasted out of the water. BLG asked for respect on their name again. Azhi dead for the 7th time on this Udyr. It's a great ult from Maple, but they don't have the damage. They're so far behind. JunJia, even with the reset's going to get sent on up. He can't stop that damage, and BLG, they were tested, but they still get it over the line. In a game 5, they push through, and they find their footing at MSI. However dicey, it was in the end.
That was more exciting than a 3-0 for sure. I love the wild ride that we were just taking on, even if the ending was just such an emphatic stomp there for
What's
BLG.
he mean? The expected result, BLG won.
Yeah, that's right. In normal fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading over to the analyst desk, but you can stick around afterwards because the Verizon post-game interview with Elk will be in just a few minutes, and that's one I want to stick around for. Over to you, Shocks.
And thus, it ends not in a bang, but in a whimper, unfortunately for PSG. But for BLG, they were not going to let that happen in Chengdu on home soil. They fight back and they show us, I guess, the best BLG we've seen all series in Game 5.
Yeah, and it was with something that they're really comfortable on. I'm sure people are already sick of hearing how Milky Way brought back the Kindred, but Shun is such a Kindred player. The Kindred Neeko is something we've seen from them a lot. I was wondering what they were going to bring out on blue side draft. And I thought, obviously, in this game, they did leave the Senna up, which ended up kind of being a little bit of a trap for PSGs because, like, here's
What
the
were
thing.
they doing?
Yeah, Betty has been absolutely phenomenal all series, right? Like, I think he's performed way better than